Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional Life stream. Glad to have you delightful people with us as we wrap up this week. We had a lot of, there's a million things to talk about, but we had fun with what we talked about yesterday, even though I was ranting about the U.S. men's national team, the soccer team, whose coach got called out for domestic violence by the mom of one of the players who didn't like what he had to say about her son when he did a disciplinary problem. We got ourselves into Jeremiah chapter 12. And there is, in the beginning of 12, Jeremiah, the prophet, is asking the Lord, why do good things happen to bad people, right? Like, if they're wicked, why are they getting away with all this stuff? And, like, Jeremiah, the people of his time, they're about ready to have their city crushed, destroyed, sacked by the Babylonians because of their sins against God. So why are these awful guys getting away with it? In chapter 12, let me set the stage. Let's read it, and then we'll talk through it. In chapter 12, verse 1, 2, and 3, we hear the following. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I complain to thee. Yet I would plead my case before thee. Why does the way of the wicked prosper? Why do all who are treacherous thrive? Thou plantest them, and they take root. They grow and bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth, and far from their heart. But thou, O Lord, knowest me. Thou seest me, and tries my mind toward thee. I mean, it's a question that people ask all the time. Like, why do good things happen to bad people, and the converse? And I think ultimately there's a lot of things going on in here in Jeremiah. But the first one is, let's not get lost. Bad things also happen to bad people. Right? I mean, not any person that ever was, ever is, or ever shall be didn't have something bad happen to them, or some things bad happen to them in their lives. We tend, as self-focused individuals, want to look at those moments where bad people have good things happen to them, right? Like, and then we whine about it, which is basically what Jeremiah is bringing to the forefront here. It's like, what's going on? So we tend to forget when they go through hardship and they go through struggle, and only focus on the good things in our jealousy. Now, conversely, we also spend a lot of time whining about why are things so bad for me? I mean, I'm a good person and I love God and I want to do his commandments, and yet I don't always get everything I want. And we're lost forgetting that nobody gets whatever they want or everything that they want. And also, why are you ignoring your blessings? How many are there, right? I mean, it's not like you live in a war-torn country. You live in North America in 21st century. I mean, we have war online, but it's not real war where they're dropping actual bombs on your head, right? It's a very different scenario than some other parts of the world. What are you whining about? Where are your blessings that you count and thank God for, right? Like, you can see. And the problem with it is, and really here's the focus, is that we have lost the sight for self and put it on other. Let me say that again. We stopped looking at ourselves and started focusing on other, right? And all the things go with that. Jealousy. I want what he has. Okay, do you? I don't know. But that's how we feel. I want more than what I have. Do you? Or are you thankful for all the things that you have? I need to call him out, and like we talked about yesterday, I'm going to tattle on him because if I don't have the good things, then nobody should have them, right? And like this litany of these silly things that go on and on and on actually just lead us farther and farther into chaos, and ultimately leading us to being like far from contentment. Instead, if you want to be an exceptional person, which I know we do, and we're going to, like I said, I'm pushing you hard in 23 to become exceptional people. If we want to do that, we have to follow the commandments of God. We've got to follow Christ's life. And if we do, we will find ourselves with standing a much greater chance of becoming exceptional. That's the bottom line. My thesis is this. If people will follow the commandments of God, they stand a much greater opportunity of becoming exceptional people, Christ-like people, right? And so it is for us to focus not on the other and their victories or their losses, but to focus not on our losses and complaints, but on how we can make ourselves better, right? Like, there's an author, I'm reading a book of his right now. His name is Curtis Jackson. And one of the chapters, he says, focus on your L's, right? Which means like your losses. Like times when you lost, rather than whine about it, the greatest lesson is there. And I think he's right. What we're supposed to be doing is looking at ourselves and how we can make ourselves better. I, for one, do not have time to worry about your successes and my jealousy because of them, or your failures and my happiness because of them. I don't have time for it, because every day we get up, we pray, we exercise, we do some studies, and we get on camera to teach the gospel to the best of our ability. That doesn't leave me any time to worry about others. I am fighting hard every day to make sure my house is in order, meaning not just the address where I live, but my house is in order. I would offer to you the same challenge. Don't worry about the other guy. Let God be God. He will judge the wicked as well as the righteous. He'll take care of all of that. You take care of you. And you do that by getting on the way of the warrior saint. The way of the warrior saint, it is that plan for your life that leads us to following Christ's commandments, to following Christ's way so that we might become that exceptional person. Look, if you like your Bush League life, whatever it may be, right? Because everybody complained about how bad 22 was and 21 was and 20, of course, how bad it all has been. You like that? I mean, if you want to stay there, you can. It's up to you. I mean, you have that right, and that's a choice that you can make. But if you want to get down and dirty in the thick of it and make your life exceptional, let us help you. warriorsaints.org. Think about it. I mean, my suggestion is don't waste any more time. You got the weekend ahead of you. Click it, subscribe to it. Let's get rolling. Make 23 the best yet. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back on Sunday for Orthros and Divine Liturgy at 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, respectively. And of course, next week we will be back for some Mo teaching. Love you. Have a great weekend. As always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.